Okay, good morning again, everyone. This is the Orca COVID status conference calendar. I only see a few people on the line with us. I do have one person here in court with us. Um, I see Mr. Kai Key and his attorney Alex Mitchell on the line. Good morning, Mr. Key and Mr. Mitchell. Let's see, Ms. Riley, has the state decided what it's going to do with the charge of carrying a concealed weapon?
Your Honor, do you know what position Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Key
I'm
is?
sorry. Yes, he's position number 34.
Okay, that would be Ms. Giviea.
Okay. And good morning, Mr. Mitchell. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, Judge. I believe I sent a email to the former solicitor. If I can get, I don't want to mess up your name, Miss Kadea. If I can get your email, I can send that over as well. Try to see if we can get this matter resolved.
Right now, Your Honor, we would have to, the state's recommendation be 12 months to serve.
Okay. And let's see, today, Mr. Mitchell, I'm not sure what you sent the solicitor, but given that that's the recommendation of the state, Mr. Key he can have a bench trial or request a jury trial, or he can request a non-negotiated plea before me. If you request a bench trial, that'll be before me sometime in the near future. If you request a jury trial, the case will be returned to the division judge for that jury trial.
We can move forward with the bench trial. I expect once they review the evidence that we sent over that this may be dismissed under the fact that he is a member of the military. And I believe there is a provision where there's an advisory opinion, at least where members of the military does not have to have a concealed carry permit in the state of Georgia.
Okay. So why don't we do this then? Why don't we reset this for my bench trial calendar on May 25th at 11:30. Hopefully that'll give the state long enough to review what you've provided, Mr. Mitchell. And if you all can resolve it without a bench trial, that's fine. If you would like to continue with the bench trial after that time, I'll be happy to hear it.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Does that suffice, Mr. Mitchell?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Ms. Githia, is that fine with you also?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm actually providing my email address now.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Let's see. Position number 8, William Palmer is in court with me in person. Mr. Haddad, he is requesting and he's filling out the paperwork for a public defender. So we'll get that to you as soon as possible.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. It is 11:34. We have a calendar that consists of 38 people. Aside from Mr. Key and Mr. Palmer, it does not appear that anybody has appeared as of yet. This is the second time that these cases are on the calendar. They were initially scheduled for February 23rd and given a second opportunity for today's date. So I'm going to go through the calendar, and Ms. Riley, get the let me know what you would like for us to do with the case. Position 1, Bianca Bethia.
Bench warrant, Your Honor.
Bench warrant. Position 2, Felton Hill.
Bench warrant.
Bench warrant granted. Position 3 is Bethlehem Beyne, B-E-Y-N-E.
Also a bench warrant. I do have a valid address showing.
Bench warrant. Danny Robertson.
A bench warrant, Your Honor. There is a gun involved.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Robertson did appear back in February. He applied, he did not qualify. It was reset for, I think sometime in March, and he actually went to the courthouse, but there was no court. It was postponed until today. He's been emailing me. He has emailed me in the past, as recent as last week. I did email him back to let him know of the court date, and I did send him the Zoom link. He does not qualify again, but I just want to let the court know, at least he's been in contact with me trying to find out about his court date. I'd be
Okay.
happy to give the details. I'll look through my inbox and let you know exactly when he emailed me. But for what it's worth, Judge, I do have a phone number as well for him. I will try and reach out to him during the break. But even though it's not my case, I would just ask if we can hold off on any bench warrants on Mr. Robertson.
Since you have been in touch with them, Mr. Dad, I'm going to give him one final opportunity. I'm going to reset it for June 15th at 9 a.m. If you wouldn't mind getting, yes, Mr. Key is free to leave whenever you all resolve everything, Mr. Mitchell. We'll see you back next month, Mr. Key. I apologize, Mr. Dad. We will reset it one additional time to June 15th at 9 a.m. If you can email him and let him know that, we'll send out an additional notice. If you do get in contact with him, let him know, Mr. Haddad, that that's going to be the last reset and the bench warrant will be issued if he does not show up on June 15th, okay?
I sure will, Judge.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. We've already dealt with position 5, Ms. Jinks, that's diversion. Position 6, Andrea Ross.
The state would ask for a bench warrant.
Bench warrant granted. James Cross, I have that we don't have an address for Mr. Cross.
Yes, Your Honor, this is also a city ordinance that we don't have an coinciding state charge, so the state will be moving to null pros that case.
Okay, null pros. Position 8, Mr. Palmer is here in person and he's filling out the application as we speak. Position 9.
Your Honor, I was showing in Odyssey that the defendant entered a guilty plea to this on April 14th, which was a Thursday. I'm assuming it was like a SAP calendar.
Oh, okay.
If someone wanted to double check, Ms.
Okay.
Johnson.
Mr. Palmer, do you remember entering a guilty plea to this?
I'm sorry, not Mr. Palmer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were speaking of Mr. Brown. Yes, we have that case is closed.
I'm sorry, not Mr. Brown, Mr. DePaz, position 9.
Okay, so I have position 9 as Siad Brown.
Okay, maybe my calendar is in a different order because my
Okay.
position 9 is Alejandro DePaz.
Okay, I don't have a DePaz on my calendar.
And that is probably why, because he already entered a plea. So it was taken off.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. So I don't have that on my calendar. Let's go on to the next one. I'm just not going to call out numbers now.
Okay.
Do you have Siad Brown on your
Yes.
calendar?
I do have him next, and I would ask for a dead docket, Your Honor. I do show an address. However, this may have been referred to diversion, but I don't have any confirmation.
Okay. Dead docket for Mr. Brown. What number do you have for Escobar?
Gregory Escobar, I have as 11. So
Okay.
I believe what has happened is they removed Mr. DePaz from your calendar, and I printed my calendar before it was removed.
Okay.
So-
All right, thank you. What would you like to do with Mr. Escobar?
A bench warrant, please.
Okay. Bench warrant granted. Aiden Jackson,
Bench warrant.
bench warrant granted. Ashley Lawless,
Bench warrant.
bench warrant granted. Tiffany Clark,
Bench warrant.
bench warrant granted. Wallace Jones,
Dead docket.
dead docket granted. Nikki Memar,
Dead docket.
Dead docket granted. Freeman Hambrick,
Dead docket.
docket granted. Danielle Humphrey,
Dead docket.
dead docket granted. Robert Lester,
I have that there is no address on either the citation or the police report. It has homeless, so the state will be entering a null pros.
no pros. Joseph Wangari,
That would be a null pros, Your Honor.
pros, thank you. Brandon Smith,
Null pros, Your Honor.
okay. Eugene Brown,
We have a good address for him. We can do a dead docket for that one, Your Honor.
okay, dead docket. I've got that Terrell Smith as a null pros.
Yes,
Okay. Edward Matheny,
that could be a dead docket.
okay. Serena Lankford,
Null pros, Your Honor.
okay. Giovanni Banks,
Null pros.
Letitia Langford,
I'm saying that her notice was returned in February. I don't know if another one was sent to her or they have an updated address on file.
I would take it that the notice was sent to the last address that we have on file. We're checking now.
Notice was sent out and it was not returned and it was sent to the same address as him.
Okay, did you hear that?
I did not. Can she repeat it?
Okay, yeah, a notice was sent out. It was sent to the same one as previously sent and it was not returned.
Okay, we can dead docket that one, Your Honor.
Okay. Camu Battle or Camu Battle,
The state will request a bench warrant.
bench warrant granted. Isaiah Bailey,
I am showing that the notice was returned to sender February 9th. And this one is involving a firearm.
would you like a bench warrant?
The state would request a bench warrant, but I don't know if you have a
Right.
current address.
For the same address as me and no return notice.
Okay, we have both have the same address and that there was no return notice. What's the state's pleasure?
Yes, Your Honor, we would request the bench warrant.
Okay, bench warrant granted. Zachary McIntosh,
The state would request a bench warrant, Your Honor.
this involved a firearm.
Yes.
Okay, bench warrant granted. Sean Morgan,
The state would request a bench warrant.
bench warrant granted. Jacques Jackson,
The state requests a bench warrant.
bench warrant granted. McQuan Tiller,
The state requests a bench warrant.
bench warrant granted. Shimon Few,
The state requests a bench warrant.
that involved a firearm also.
Yes.
Bench warrant granted. Mr. Key was reset till May 25th. Traore Sadu,
The state requests a bench warrant.
bench warrant granted. Brandon Lusk,
The state requests a bench warrant. A gun is involved.
okay. What was the disorderly conduct?
This one, Your Honor, he walked into a Grady emergency room and was holding a firearm to his head. And threatened to cause harm to himself.
Okay. I'm going to deny the request for a bench warrant. I'm going to dead docket that.
Okay.
Carlos Teasley,
The state requests a bench warrant.
bench warrant granted, and Lachey Frazier,
The state requests a bench warrant.
bench warrant granted.
None of the demographics that issued the benchmark properly. Tried to go in with the height rate. But the COVID cases, none of them are in there.
Okay. And just so Madam Solicitors know that because these are COVID cases, we don't have all the information that is necessary to issue bench warrants. If you all want to provide the clerk with whatever information you have, if you have additional information for us to issue bench warrants, we're happy to do so. But if we don't have the complete information, we won't be able to for your request for bench warrant. So,
And I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm not sure what further information would be needed because I saw that it did have, either black male, white male, whatever that demographic was, and most of them had driver's license numbers.
so what I'm going to do, Ms. Riley, is I'm going to have Ms. Johnson reach out to you all on these cases individually
Okay.
to provide you, to see if you all have the information. If she doesn't have a complete, all the complete information to issue these bench warrants, and I'm have her reach out to your office to see if you can provide what she's missing.
Thank you, Your
Is
Honor.
that fair?
That's fair, yes.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. Okay, so let's see, Mr. Lovett or Mr. Haddad, can either of you speak with Mr. Palmer?
Be happy to, Your Honor.
Okay, so he's here. Do we have his number that we can provide to who would like to speak with him?
I'll speak with him, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we have his number that we can put in the chat?
Okay,
Okay.
that would be very helpful. Thank you.
All right. So, Mr. Palmer, we're going to have Public Defender John Lovett call you. Okay, so you can step outside and take his call, and he'll discuss you make an application. And just let us know when that's complete. I guess after.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll turn off my camera and call him right now.
Okay, thank you. And if you'll get those null process to the court, we'll get those signed, and we will be in recess, I guess, till Mr. Lovett comes back. Okay.
Your Honor, I've already sent the 2 no process that I announced to Ms. Johnson.
Okay, thank you. We'll get those signed.
And Judge, may I be excused? I'm in the office if I'm needed, but.
Okay, yeah. You don't have to hang on the line. I think.
All right. Thank
I
you,
appreciate
Judge.
your help today.
Absolutely. Have a good rest of the week, sir.
Thank you. You too.
Message after the tone.
Okay, we'll be in recess.
This is John Lovett.
Okay, we will send a notice in the mail. But you also have verbal notice as well. And so in the courtroom, the judge is listening to my conversation. So please make sure you show up on June 15th. Mr. Lovett?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I spoke with the defendant and, well, he says he has the application and has filled it out. He no longer wants the public defender to represent him. He may change his mind about that after he talks to the state. I'm not sure, but I've advised him of what his options are. And
Okay, thank you.
you're
Your Honor, I'd
welcome,
be
Your Honor.
glad
I'm
to
going to
put-
stand by in case the IM needed.
Your Honor, I'd be glad to put my offer on the record.
Okay, come up to the podium, Mr. Palmer.
All right. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Good morning again, Mr. Palmer. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the Orca B COVID status conference calendar. You have been charged in case 21 CLV 000023 with criminal trespass and giving false information to a law enforcement officer.
Right.
You have the right to remain silent today. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney at this proceeding to represent you. It's my understanding that we have provided Mr. Lovett to speak with you from the PD's office, and it's my understanding that you wish to proceed pro se without the advice of a lawyer this morning. Is that right?
Correct, madam, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what your options are going to be today, Mr. Palmer, is that I'm going to give the solicitor the opportunity to tell you what they are recommending to resolve the case today. After, if you want to accept that, that's fine. If you don't want to accept that, you can either enter into a non-negotiated plea where I'll make the decision. You have the right to have a bench trial on the matter, or you have the right to have a jury trial on the matter.
Okay.
So let me go to Ms. Riley first and get the state's recommendation for resolution.
Any way that I explain what happened, it was a total mistake. No way to explain what just happened.
So Mr. Palmer, you can do that, but a lot of times people think that explaining something is gonna help them.
It's not.
When in actuality, it's not gonna help them. So that's why I advise you in the beginning, to remain silent. And and that's again, that's totally up to you, but you might be saying something that you think is going to help resolve the matter when in actuality it doesn't. Okay. So, but I'll give you that opportunity. Let me get the state's recommendation first. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, it would be 12 months to serve 10 days, the balance probated. He would attend a family violence intervention program and have no further contact with the victim. There is restitution. However, we do not have the amount and have not been able to receive that amount. So that would not be part of the recommendation.
So, Ms. Riley, I have down that he's charged with criminal trespass and giving false information to law enforcement. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, and let me just double check. I was looking at that as to why it would be family violence.
Right, exactly.
I was just walking. I was just walking.
Hold on.
Like,
Just give me just a moment. So if I could, Your Honor, that would be 4 sessions of anger management, not family violence. Excuse me.
And is there credit for any time that's already been served?
No, Your Honor.
And is the request for 10 days based on a history?
The history and I believe the conduct, and I apologize, I'm still trying to pull it up.
Ms. Johnson, are you able to print out the, has this been accused, Ms. Riley?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, for whatever reason, I'm still having problems with Odyssey. It's not letting me on.
Okay, I'm gonna see if this has been accused. I'm gonna see if I can get a copy of the accusation.
But I believe that it has, Your Honor.
It has been accused.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Givier.
Thank you. And do we have one for the giving false information? Seriously?
Which one do you have, Judge?
I have the criminal trespass.
And Your Honor, I'm taking a look at the report, and the Family Violence Intervention Program was because there was a broken window of the defendant's former girlfriend, but I just need to check to see if it was a live-in, if they ever lived together.
Yeah, it was my place.
Well, he's accused of criminal trespass and criminal trespass, not criminal trespass, family violence, so.
If he was a criminal trespass and your place.
Mr. Palmer, is there a reason that you don't want to be represented by the public defender?
Because I feel it's, I mean, yeah, I can, but if it's not expressed right, it's like a waste of time because it was my apartment and someone actually was.
Okay,
I got
but
stabbed
what
in my own apartment.
what I'm saying is that if you get a lawyer to speak for you,
Sorry.
then he
Can represent it a little better, or you think?
he knows the process. Okay.
First thing he was saying something about time in jail. They may try to lock you up, and I'm like, this.
Well,
I'm the victim.
he's just relaying what the solicitor has said. Okay, he's just telling you that she has told him that, and they're asking for 10 days in jail. So he's just giving you the information that's been given to him.
Yeah, but I'm working, and I have a sick mother that just got off of 12th surgery, and then I have to see about my mother, and it's like the jail part. I'm not into the plan, but I'm the victim. I got stabbed, and someone broke my window out, and police put it on me because it was a female. And
okay, listen to me. Listen to me.
So what he's trying to tell you,
yeah,
trying to overtalk him, and it's not working.
What you say now, sir?
Okay, I just want you to think about having someone to represent you.
Okay.
Okay. Especially if you qualify for the public defender, it might be to your benefit. That's all I'm saying to you. Now you have the right to proceed pro se if you want to, but that might not be in your best interest.
So which is my best interest? That's what I'm looking for, my best interest. But
well, I would think that my best interest, if I was not a lawyer, to have somebody that is a lawyer represent me. That's what I would think if I were not a lawyer, because you don't know the ins and outs of everything that a lawyer would know.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. But that's it's totally your decision. But I don't know why you wouldn't have someone assist you if you qualified for that, especially if there's a possibility that you could go to jail. So just think about that, Ms. Riley. Do we have anything further?
Yeah, I can see.
I'm speaking to Ms. Riley right now.
No, Your Honor, just that I would, as I placed on the record, amend the Family Violence Intervention Program to 4 anger management sessions.
Okay. And do you have the history there?
Sorry, for whatever reason, I am not able to pull up Odyssey, which would have his history.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't
just
have it.
saying, we have a given false name, a given false information, and a criminal trespass. I mean, I personally think 10 days in jail, unless there's some type of history, is a bit harsh for these type of charges, especially in COVID, and we're trying to get cases resolved. What I want to do with this case is, if it's agreeable with Mr. Palmer, I want you to talk, if you want to, I want you to talk to see if you qualify for the public defender. And I want to reset this so that he'll have a chance to look over these charges and get with the solicitor. And maybe you all can come to work out something that you can live with.
Yeah, because I'm kind of in a very family emergency. My mom has a hole in her stomach, and it's
Okay.
like she's
All
just at home right now, leaking out her stomach right now.
I hate to hear that. We can reset you for a time that.
Yeah, I'm going through some.
Okay. So if we reset you for later in May calendar, would that work better for you?
May is okay, but if my thing with the family violence, I can accept if you give me something to do. I can very much accept that. But the 10 days in jail, that's just gonna. I'm not. Yeah, and
Okay.
And I'm trying to be fair because I didn't do anything. I'm in my place and they asked me what's my middle
Okay. So
name.
just because the solicitor is recommending 10 days in jail, number one, does not mean that I'm gonna accept that.
Yeah, I just don't do jail. That's all right now.
Okay. So, Mr. Levitt.
Yes, Your Honor.
If I reset this, could I give you the opportunity to speak with Mr. Levitt and to speak with Ms. Riley about this?
Yes, Your Honor. I would encourage him to do that and look forward to representing him, Your Honor.
Okay. Is that agreeable with?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So I am going to. What is our May reset date?
And Your Honor, I'm going to go ahead and consider myself appointed on that. It looks like he does qualify, so I'll enter into appearance unless the defendant, Mr. Palmer, doesn't want me to.
It's okay. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I just need you to kind of explain to me more better.
I will, Mr. Palmer.
I just got kind of because I got
days. Okay.
Yeah, sir. When you were speaking on the phone, you were just saying something about some jail time. So I was like, oh, I don't want to hear that, and I just kind of hung up the phone. So sorry about that.
It's okay, Mr. Palmer. We're good. I'll be in touch with you. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
All right. So what is the reset date?
May 11th.
Is May 11th good for you, or do you need more time?
Yeah, May 11th is okay.
Okay. All right. So we're going to reset this for May 11th at what time? At 9 a.m. Okay. So hopefully that'll give Mr. Levitt enough time to look into this matter, and we'll be back with you on May 11th, sir. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see. And I see that we have Danny Robertson that's joined the call. Have a good day.
You'll get notice at that address.
Mr. Robertson?
Yes, sir.
We had previously reset your case to June 15th, Mr. Robertson, because it's my understanding that you were here at one point in time, but it missed this calendar today. You were charged with reckless conduct. Do you have an attorney, or have you made application, or would you like to make application for the public defender?
Well,
Your
at the
Honor,
time-
I apologize for interrupting, but this is the gentleman that Mr. Haddad was speaking of that did not qualify, but had been in contact with Mr. Haddad.
Okay, all right. So, thank you, Ms. Raleigh. Mr. Robertson, do you plan on getting an attorney to represent you in this matter?
Well, at the time, with expenses that's going on in my life, it's kind of hard to, but I'm trying it as I can to afford an attorney.
So let me tell you what your options are today. I'm going to allow Ms. Riley. Is this your case, Ms. Riley? I'm
Yes,
going
Your
to.
Honor.
I'm going to allow Ms. Riley to tell you what the state's recommendation for the reckless conduct charge is. You have the right to talk with her or to take that recommendation. You have the right to go forward with a non-negotiated plea, which means that you would plead to the charge, but in a non-negotiated way. You also have the right to have a bench trial. If you want a bench trial, it will be before me sometime in the very near future. You have the right to have a jury trial of your peers. If you want a jury trial, the case is going to be returned to the division, to a division judge to schedule a trial for you. Let's see, what is your recommendation on the charge of reckless conduct, Ms. Riley?
Your Honor, currently the recommendation is 12 months to serve due to a gun being involved. And we are still investigating to come to a different recommendation, but that would be the current recommendation.
Okay. Given that, Mr. Robertson, how would you like to proceed today? Mr. Robertson, I think he's frozen. What was he communicating with you on the phone, Ms. James?
He was telling me that he drives trucks and he just didn't have anybody to wake him up and he was sleeping, and that's why he didn't attend the hearing. And I told him that we had him reset, and I gave him all the information and confirmed his physical address as well as his email address. I didn't even give him a Zoom link, so this lets me know that he had it, because I was shocked to see him on here, so yeah. He says he drives trucks and he's working all the time, but he doesn't have money for an attorney, so he's actually in a truck now. You can see him.
Right. Okay, let's see. We had previously reset this till June 15th. I'm not sure if he's going to come back or not, but at least I don't know if you heard your recommendation, Ms. Riley. So
Okay.
we will leave this at the June 15th date and address it at that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And I think that completes our calendar for today. Any questions, concerns?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you,
Thank
Your
you, Your
Honor.
Honor. Have a
good
nice
week.
day.
All right. Y'all do the same. Thank you.
Thank you.